Target, y'all know I like Target. I mentioned it like 5 times. Target, please sponsor me. Hi, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be talking about why the internet ruined community. It ruined everything. Now, before we get into that, I want to start with our verse of the day. If you haven't been here before, we start with the verse of the day before we get into the nitty and the gritty. Our verse of the day is Proverbs 16, verse 24. Gracious words are a honeycomb, sweetness to the soul and health to the body. All right. So today we're going to be talking about why social media and the internet made society worse, not better. Now, this might be a controversial opinion. I know a lot of people feel like, the internet made the gap smaller in between like people, and it made us connect more and it made us learn more, which I do agree that the internet gives us access to more, and that with the internet you can have the knowledge of the world at your fingertips if you so seek it. But I think there's a dark side to the internet. And if you have been on TikTok, if you've been on Twitter, even Facebook, doesn't matter, even Google, Reddit, especially Reddit, anywhere you've been, you've encountered the dark side of social media and the dark side of the internet. And we're going to talk about some things today. 3 points actually as to why I think the internet made our society worse, not better. Our very first point is going to be crazy, unqualified advice. Now, when I say unqualified advice, I'm talking about people telling you about something that they have no business telling you about. In our video today, I'm going to be showing this woman who claims that drinking raw milk will essentially save your life.
Of course I drink raw milk. Did you know that the biggest salmonella outbreak was actually from pasteurized milk, not raw milk?
Hi, I'm a microbiologist, and lucky for you, I wrote my entire master's thesis on bacterial infections in the mammary glands of cows. You know, the place where they make that moo juice that you're guzzling down right now and thinking it's amazing. Quick note though, the largest salmonella outbreak in the United States actually happened in 1994 and was tied to ice cream that was transported in a tanker that was previously used to transport unpasteurized products and was not properly cleaned out afterwards. It led to about 224,000 people getting sick. And it was not caused by pasteurization, it was caused by the dirty unpasteurized stuff that was there before. But let's actually go over the risks of drinking raw milk, because not only is it disgusting and weird, but it's also extremely dangerous. Raw milk can carry pathogens that are very dangerous, such as staph, E. coli, Campylobacter, and even tuberculosis. You can get tuberculosis from drinking raw milk. Pasteurization kills all of that bacteria. If you want to drink the raw milk, go ahead. You're disgusting, but don't pretend like it's safe, because you have a 640 times higher likelihood to be sick after drinking raw milk than you do after drinking pasteurized milk. Not to mention you also have a 45 times higher chance of being hospitalized from that illness if it's from raw milk versus pasteurized. But let's also remember that only about 3% of the population actually drinks raw milk, but they account for 96% of all illnesses linked to dairy products.
So in that video, we have this lady claiming, if you drink raw milk, it will save your life, essentially. And one thing I do love about TikTok and the internet, so this is a pro, is, as much as people can come and give their crazy, unqualified advice, there's someone else that can come with receipts and correction. So this guy who claims to be a microbiologist, I say claim because I don't have any way to prove that he is, but what I do like about his refutation to what she says is he puts like evidence numbers and case numbers that you can Google and actually look and do the research for yourself, whereas we have somebody coming online saying, hey guys, if you eat raw meat, I promise you'll get ripped, and they have no research to prove it besides maybe being a fluke. And I'm not trying to say that holistic health does not exist. I do believe in holistic forms of healthcare, but I think it's very dangerous to go online and tell people to do something that is commonly known to be dangerous just because maybe it works for you. If eating raw meat works for me, it might not work for you. And if eating cooked meat works for you, it might not work for me. And that's okay. But I think it's very insane how there are a lot of TikTok influencers out there, or even YouTubers, who have built communities around these crazy health claims and who have people following these crazy health claims just for the want to be healthy. And I mean, this kind of relates to my last video where I talked about why wellness culture sucks. If you haven't watched that video yet, go ahead and watch it for me. I'm going to pin it at the end of this video. But I just think that if someone is not qualified to speak about wellness, if, to speak about nutrition, whatever the case may be, you should not be taking your health advice from these people online. If you have health concerns, if you want to drink raw milk because you think it's going to help your eczema, please see a esthetician or see like a dermatologist, see somebody who's qualified to help you. But in these situations, I think it's not smart to go to the internet, when you're trying to find answers regarding your health issues. Now, I think if you're going to go to the internet because you want to Google, like, I don't know, like, why is my hair thinning? And maybe you find some recommendations for like protein building hair products or whatever the heck, like, that's great. But I don't think it's good to go to the internet when you have a serious health concern, because you're gonna fall down a loophole, or not a loophole, wormhole, dark hole, deep hole. You're gonna fall down a hole where you're gonna find somebody telling you that you need to start drinking lettuce water every day and nothing else, and that's what's gonna help you reverse your diabetes. Like, guys, talk to your doctors. Don't talk to these influencers. So I think the internet, this is point number one, it's a space where anybody can give advice. Anybody can say, hey, I know if you do this, this is what will happen because it worked for me. And people will listen to that. Sometimes people are desperate for change. Sometimes people are desperate to have something in their life be transformed. And if they hear one story of someone who drank lettuce water for 6 months and was able to somehow reduce their diabetes, they're going to assume that that might work for them. And the fact of the matter is, what works for one will not work for all, and that's okay. We are all unique individuals, and I think a big, beautiful part of life is learning yourself and understanding what works for your body, what works for your mind, your mental health, all of that. We have to know who we are as people, and I think it's okay to go to the internet seeking for help, but just be mindful and be kind to yourself. Be careful with yourself. Treat yourself valuable, because you are valuable. Okay? So just, be careful. Now, point number two, I only found one video about this point, but I'm going to say it and you guys are going to be able to think of 100 other instances. But I think social media and the internet sucks because we will record people and we won't help them. We will record people and not tell them what's going on. We will record people and not even let them know they're being recorded. So before I even show you guys the video, I'm mentioning this because it seems like no matter what we do nowadays, because of people's access to their phones, because of people's ability to post whatever they want, you can walk down the aisle at Target and you might have a little blood on your butt because you just got your period and you didn't know. And instead of the homegirl like in the next aisle over telling you, hey girl, you got some blood on your pants, she's gonna record you and post it on her Twitter and say, haha, look at this girl who doesn't know she's bleeding through her pants. Like, it's like we've lost our sense of community because people are so quick nowadays to record you instead of talking to you, instead of letting you know something might be wrong, or instead of asking you if you need help. Like, y'all will record people in the gym using the thigh machine the wrong way and then laugh about it instead of just being like, hey dude, do you want some pointers on how to use the hip abduction? Do you want some pointers on how to do a back extension? Like, let's get ripped together, man. Like, I don't know, like, I just feel like back then, when I hear like older people talk about how they met their friends in a bookstore or they met their partner at a coffee shop, I'm like, yo, I don't think that could ever happen today because nobody talks to each other. We are like in a isolation epidemic. Like, we're all alone yet next to each other. It's insane. And I feel like we're more alone now than ever because of our devices. And not only are we more alone now than ever, but like our empathy is just decrease. Like, people have no empathy for each other. People will just record each other for anything. You can have your shirt on backwards and it's worthy of being recorded. You could be a pregnant Asian lady and people will take a picture of you and say, I've never seen a pregnant Asian lady before. If I could find that tweet, I'm gonna put it up here because I did not save that for this video. But if you're on Twitter, you probably saw that go viral and you know what I'm talking about. But you can just exist and people will post you on their algorithm for likes and for comments, and you don't even know it, but people are commenting on you and your lifestyle and what you need to do and what you shouldn't be doing. So I'm going to show you guys this video that prompted this point. the fact that people will record, but they won't say anything.
These people left their kid on the cart. They left their child on the cart. What? Wow.
So this is a short video. In the video, it looks like there's a woman in the car and she's at a grocery store, maybe Target. Y'all know I like Target. I mentioned it like 5 times. Target, please sponsor me. But yeah, maybe she's in the parking lot of a Target. She sees a woman take her cart back to the cart return, leave the baby in the cart, and get in her car. Now, that woman, no fault to her. Being a parent is probably super hard. I don't got kids, so I'm not gonna act like I know how hard it is, but I know it's hard. I know it's probably super hard. So, mom leaves the baby in the buggy, she gets in the car, starts to drive off, doesn't realize the baby's still in the cart. I'm saying buggy and cart, don't attack me. But doesn't realize the baby is still in the cart until she's about to drive past the baby. And the whole time, that baby is sitting in the cart, confused, arms reaching out for somebody. This woman is sitting in her car recording. Recording. Now imagine, I'm really curious, what would the woman have done if that mom did not get her baby out of the car? I want to imagine what would have happened if that woman did not get out of the car to get her baby. Would the woman recording stop her? Would the woman recording honk? Would she get out of the car and help the child? Or would she continue recording and acting like it was some kind of joke when a baby's life was at risk? Like, I think it's just insane that we've gotten to the point where a child could be at risk, and rather than helping that child or calling attention to the parents, we record. What? Like, do you want to go viral that bad? Do you need engagement that bad that you're going to record a child alone versus helping, versus calling attention to it? I don't know. And this is our second point. People will record and they're not going to say anything. And it's frustrating. And if you've been on the internet, you've probably had experience with this. You've probably been filmed at some point in your life and you might not know. But I think we've all probably been filmed at some point in our lives without knowing. And it's because people had nerve and no empathy. Nerve, no gumption. Like, it's like people are afraid to actually talk and to actually like approach you, but they're not afraid to record you. And I just think it's so strange. And I really feel like we need to adapt China's camera lens law here. I think it's China. If it's not China, it's South Korea. But there's a country in Asia where they have this law where if you take a picture or you start recording on your phone, it makes a sound. So no matter what, the person being recorded or the people in your surroundings know, like, hey, there's a camera on right now. There's a camera recording. There's a camera taking pictures. And we need that in America because, quite frankly, if I'm in Target looking crazy, I don't want to know who's recording me and, trying to be sneaky about it. Because I'm going to come find you and I'm going to get that video deleted because that's not cool, man. That's not cool. You're not going to get no money off of me for the free. For the free? No, ma'am. No. Now we have our third point. Unsolicited opinions. I talk about unsolicited opinions a lot. I talk about it in my wellness video, talking about it now, kind of mentioned it earlier. But unsolicited opinions is people just constantly commenting on your appearance, commenting on your life, even though you didn't ask for it. And I have 3 different examples here that I want to talk about. I'm first going to start with Jada Wada. There's no videos here, but if you know Jada Wada, I'm going to call her an influencer. She's baby mama to Little Baby, I believe. I might be wrong, but I know she's like a baby mama to one of the bigger rappers out right now. And she's honestly a beautiful girl. She's been in the limelight for a long time, even before she was dating Little Baby or the rapper. She was popular because she was really known for her look and just for her beauty. And I mean, go girl. I want to make a bag off of my beauty one day. But yeah, so she's popular for that. Now, recently, there was a picture of Jada Wada posted online by a fan who ran into her, and they posted this picture. It's gonna be somewhere on my left, your left, right. But they posted this picture of her on Twitter, and they captioned it, Jada is so beautiful, which I agree. Jada is so beautiful. And Jada, on the off chance that you are watching this, girl, you're beautiful. After this man posted that picture, I mean, thousands and thousands and thousands of quote tweets, a couple few viral tweets about the picture concerning her appearance. Everybody talking about how she has no makeup on, how she ruined her face, how she's not actually beautiful. And it's insane. You have this fan who was happy to take a picture with someone they look up to, only for that person to be attacked by everyone engaging with the picture for no reason. Jada, who probably went out for the day with no makeup, running errands, just living her life, not knowing that just this one picture would allow her to come under such public scrutiny. And obviously, she is a public figure, so she's always dealt with public scrutiny in her life. But I just think it's so malicious to see somebody with no makeup and to say, I miss the old Jada. I'm going to attach that tweet somewhere over here. That is one of the tweets that went viral after this picture was posted, where someone put a picture of the Jada in the fan picture with no makeup on and side by side with a picture of her from when she was like 16 years old, saying, I miss Jada's old face. Like, what? First of all, you're saying you miss her old face, but that's a picture when she was 16 years old. She's in her 20s now. I don't know exactly how old she is, but I know she's like 24 or 25. So it's been at least almost 10 years since that picture. And you're saying you miss that version of her. When she's a woman, she's growing, she's getting older. People's faces are going to change. People are going to lose weight, gain weight. People are going to get wrinkles, have acne, have dark spots. Like, all of that is normal. And I think it's just insane that someone decided, not only should I comment on the way she looks now, but let me bring up her old pictures just to get a comparison in everyone's mind. Like, it's just malicious and just, it didn't feel necessary. But that's what the internet is nowadays. If you scroll on Twitter or TikTok, 30% of it is just commenting on other people's lives, commenting on other people's looks. And honestly, look at me right here. I'm doing a social commentary on people, on what people are doing. So I'm partaking in it, I'm participating in it, and I'm not trying to say my opinion matters more than theirs, but I just want to look at this from an unbiased viewpoint. Actually, no, a little biased, a biased viewpoint in addressing how we should do things better, do things in a way that's more kind, do things in a way that's more constructive. So I hope, if you're still here listening, I hope you appreciate my constructive criticism. And I don't want to seem like I'm talking down on these people or like I'm better than these people, but I just don't think it's nice what social media has become. So that's the Jada Wada incident. And now we're going to talk about another thing I came across on Twitter. I'm going to put a picture slideshow. So there's this girl on Twitter who called herself the Vacation Vixen, and she's a beautiful girl. She's beautiful. But obviously, looking at her pictures, you can tell either her pictures were photoshopped or she may have gone through some kind of plastic surgery. It's hard to say. I don't know the girl. There's a chance she might be all natural and it just might be nothing at all. She has a very insane body proportions where her waist is very small and her bum, hips very big, very voluptuous, and she has like that body. And after her posting these pictures, the pictures were not even up for 24 hours, y'all. A tweet goes viral, quote tweeting her pictures, saying something along the lines of, dang, like, you, these BBLs are killing y'all, or is that a BBL? Or did you pick up a BBL on your vacation too? Something along those lines. Something, just commenting on the girl's body and accusing her of having a BBL. And I just think it's insane because when you go through the comments on that thread, which if I can find more comments, I'll patch them here while I'm talking. People are just talking about her body, talking about how insane it is, and oh, black woman this, and we always have to do that, and black women don't love themselves, and this and this. And I think it's not helpful because if this is a girl who's dealing with body insecurity, who could be dealing with body dysmorphia, whatever the case may be, and you guys are in the comments talking about how bad her body looks and how her butt is way too big for her legs and this, that, and the third, how does that help her? How does it help a black woman when black women are tearing her down? Like, does that seem right to you guys? I feel like the black woman community was once a place where we could all come together and laugh together and learn together and love together, and you know what I mean? But it seems like nowadays so many people are just mean girls and nobody's nice. Everyone's a mean girl with the camera and nobody's nice. Like, that's where we're at nowadays. And I do think the vacation vixen, she looks like a beautiful girl. And I really hope that what's going on right now does not get her down and does not like discourage her. And I hope that she has all the love in the world for herself and all the love in the world that she needs. Like, because, y'all aren't willing to give love to anybody. So I'm gonna wish that on her. I wish that she has love and that she is loved and that she knows that she is beautiful, because she is beautiful, whether you guys think so or not. But I think commenting on somebody's body just because you disagree with their looks does not help them. It's not kind. It's not constructive. It's honestly just mean. And I think you're just feeding your ego. You're feeding your ego because you think that someone needs to know what you think about them. People don't always need to know what you think about them, especially if it's not nice, and especially if that person has no personal connection to you. They do not need to know what you think about their body or their lives. And that brings us to our last example for unsolicited opinions. Now we're going to talk about another rapper, baby mama, but also a rapper herself, Krishan Rock. If you have never heard of Krishan Rock, she is a rapper out of the DMV, I believe, who was dating Blueface, and she now has Blueface's baby. Obviously, they're not together anymore. At least I don't think so. The situation is fluid, so I don't know entirely. But she did have a baby with Blueface. She was really popular from being on the show called Baddies off of Zeus Network. I believe she was on Baddies South and Baddies North. Or no, she was on Baddies South, Baddies West. I'm not sure about Baddies North, but I know she was on South and Baddies West because I used to watch those shows, and that's something else we're gonna have to talk about in the future. But yeah, so Krishan is essentially a household name, at least in the Black community, I would say, just because there was a period of time where every single week she was going viral, or Blueface was going viral, or something was going viral with her being on Baddies, or with her and her baby daddy, and just something was always happening with her. Now, obviously, at one point she got pregnant, she has a baby. I believe the baby's name is also Krishan, like Krishan Jr. And he's a boy. Um, and what sucks is people, ever since she's had this baby, ever since she was pregnant, people commented on her lifestyle, commented on what she was doing. And I'm not saying this as though I know her life. I don't know what she's doing. I don't know if she smoked during the pregnancy. I don't know if she drank during the pregnancy. I don't know the girl. But I don't think it's right that now that the baby is born, every time people see pictures of the baby, people see the baby on her live streams, they're commenting on how the baby looks like there's something wrong with it, which it's not a it, it's a him. There's something wrong with him. There's oh, this is what happens when you smoke on during your pregnancy. Oh, he doesn't blink, he doesn't that. And it's like people are just constantly talking about her child. I'm gonna, obviously, during me saying this, there's gonna be pictures and clips and tweets of people talking about her child, but I just think it's insane. And this literally is why Rihanna did not show us her baby for over like a year, because of y'all. Because y'all always want to talk about people's kids. Y'all did the same thing with Blue Ivy. Y'all always want to talk about people's kids, and I just think it's inappropriate. It's not helpful. We should be, one, praying for this baby, and two, just hoping that Krishan will obviously be put in a situation where she has people around her who can help her grow, who can help her become the best mother she can possibly be. But making these Twitter threads online and talking about her child's appearance and trying to speculate what drugs she did based on the child's appearance does not help the child, and it does not help her. So I just think, as a community, when we're speaking on our children, when we're speaking on other people's children, we should speak on them with love. We should speak on them with grace, because they're children. It's not that child's fault what his mother may have done while she was pregnant with him. Like, that is a child. Show that child some grace, please. Like, come on, you was a baby before. Show that child some grace. Um and now we're going to talk about some solutions. Quite frankly, I don't think there's any real solutions other than just turning the internet off and getting rid of it. I mean, y'all don't want to hear that though. Like, y'all don't want to hear that though, but that's just me. I feel like we should just get rid of TikTok. I know the TikTok ban is happening, and that might actually happen. And like I said, I know knowledge on the internet helps. Like, I know it's great that we have access to it, but I think there needs to be some limits. So if we can't get rid of it, then we should definitely put some boundaries on it. I think we should go back to the social media where you could only engage with people that you were friends with and that you followed. Like, I'm tired of seeing random people on my Twitter that I don't know. Like, how you got here? Or random people on my Instagram that I don't know. Why are you here? Like, let's bring it back to the basics where the only people who could write on my Facebook wall are people who are friends with me and people who know me. Like, I think if we take it back to community, like that would be great. And obviously the community epidemic right now that we're having in our society and in our generation specifically could be a whole separate video. Like I said earlier, we're going through a loneliness epidemic and isolation epidemic where everybody feels more alone now than ever, and I think social media has not helped that. Obviously it's easy to say just turn it off, but it's not really going to just turn off, is it? It's not going anywhere. The internet is here, AI is here, and all these things are here and they're going to be here to stay. A big part of it is going to be self governance, learning to control how much of it you're consuming, learning to control how much media you're using, and that's going to take time. But I do think another part of it is we do really need to just learn how to be empathetic again. We need to learn how to be graceful towards each other again, to be understanding and compassionate. I think our generation lacks compassion, and I just wish that we reach a point where we can look at somebody and help them rather than record them. So if you made it this far, I just want to say thank you for watching my video. This is the end of the video, and I will see you next time. Bye.